Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Gauntlet, and I am back. It has been a long, long time since I've made a video or posted anything, and yeah, work was kicking my ass, and there's other games and such. So yeah, but I'm back into the swing of things, and planning on doing more YouTube videos and such. And so yeah, let's be quick here. I've tried making this video shorter 5 times now. This is the fifth recording, so I am trying to be short. So here are basic news items. Number one, I am working on Gauntlet's race mod. Don't worry, I will continue working on it. I'm working on new star bases. I'm working on some more mercenary ships, so working on that. You'll see that in a moment. Two, I will be reviewing Stellaris soon and comparing that to Galactic Civ. Three, if you don't know anything about Fallout 4 modding and the recent drama that is releasing mods to the consoles for the first time ever, you should educate yourself about that because there are people unfortunately stealing other mod authors' content. So if that is something you're interested in, go read up on that. And obviously, I support mod authors. Do not redistribute other people's work without their permission. Okay, so yeah, Stellaris, we got Fallout. We'll have other videos about that later. Yeah, Galactic Civ. Now, one thing that's interesting is, as of today, version 1.8 is available for beta. I have literally opened the game 2 times with it. So far, I have found one problem, which is the new fancy dancy asteroid mines were invisible, but I have fixed it already. You can actually download a compatibility patch on the Nexus site for Gauntlet's Race Mod. It's a single file, really. I'll show you the file in just a minute here. Yeah, let's do it. So basically, let me just go to my desktop here. Alrighty. You will download it. You'll have this GRM 4.0 compatibility batch for GC Beta 1.8. You open that up, extract it. You got this folder for your mods directory. Then inside GRM, inside game, is a file called mining base art defs. You just take that, put it into your mod directory. So, wherever your mod directory is, there's a folder called GRM. Inside that is a folder called game. Then you got mining base art defs. Just drag it and drop it into there. Replace the existing files, and your new asteroid mines will not be invisible. See? See? Perfectly visible. Totally there. So, cool. I haven't checked out the game with the patch at all yet, really. I have no idea what else 1.8 does. I just loaded up, saw that was invisible, and was really happy that everything loaded seemingly correctly. So I think everything's working for GRM. But hey, let's go for a whirl here. Let's see if the mercenary thing opens up. Yep. All right, we didn't crash. Hooray. Good, good. All right, so stuff I'm working on for Galactic Civ. I am working on replacing these mercenaries, right? We still got some of the tier 3s to go. I have replaced every tier 2 and every tier 1 with GRM ships. So got some work cut out for me. So we got to do that. And I am also working on fleshing out the Toth with their own set of star bases. So let's take a look at those, shall we? Okay. Here is their generic starbase. Nice, easy, pretty small. Ignore this. I know it looks weird and big. That's just a scaling thing. But it'll look correct in-game as a hangar. So it's kind of got a big power generator and then a hangar. Cool. Then we've got the first military version, which adds some more armor, plating, and turrets and some missile pods. Cool. Then let's add some laser cannons. Hooray. And then let's add, nope, wrong one. Giant torpedo pods. So yeah, this thing is getting very deadly very fast. Number 4 actually raises the tower up and gives you these two like castle platforms for more turrets. And then finally, version 5 armors the hell out of it. Just adds more plating everywhere. So now it really looks like a giant castle in space. I think it looks really, really good like this. I'm really happy with it. Um, so yeah, that's the Tothk military station. I've also been working on their mining stations. Here's their level 1. Um, we're using some of the new parts here and creating these cool exhaust pipes there, and then new connecting pieces. So yeah, real basic. And then I'm going really quick. We're skipping to level 5. Damn. Look at those smokestacks all over the place. So yeah, very happy with this. It's very robust looking. It's asymmetric, but it also just looks functional, which is what the Tothk are all about. They're all about function. They couldn't care less what it looks like. They just want to make sure it works, so to speak. So that's one thing I'm working on. And then I'm also working on, I've been working on my colonies of Zrentak ships a little bit. I was thinking that maybe mining bases would be ship-based, so I was preparing to build new ships for that, but clearly not. I'll have to figure out how to build, how to replace these with something cooler. Um, yeah, don't know what I'm gonna do yet, so I'll think about that. And sorry, I gotta load up a new game here. Let's load up the Zrentak, the Zrenraka. Do do do. You can do it. Yay! Alrighty, cool. So the bugs we all know and love. Go to the designer, new design. So here is their current transport carrying a rock. I was thinking I would need a new transport because I figured asteroid mining was coming. I figure I might use these for asteroid miners. So then I need a new transport. So to facilitate that, I decided to get super detailed. And I designed a Zrenrakin transport shuttle. This is their standard military transport shuttle. It's just a shuttle. I estimate it carries between 30 and 36 maximum passengers. It's got landing claws. It's got sensor tendrils that literally read the air and dig into the earth to get soil samples. It's got 4 anti-vehicle defense or offense, I suppose, kinetic cannons on these little winglets here. So it's got 4 turrets. And then these blue holes here, these blue lights, are entryways. The front entryway is right there. And presumably that's like 8 or 9 feet tall or in diameter. And then you have these 6 on each side portholes, I guess you could call them, or portals more accurately. And what those do is actually shoot out drop pods while it's descending from atmosphere, or otherwise once it's landed, to distribute a total of 12 snipers or rangers to the surrounding area. So the shuttle, by the time the shuttle's landing, it's hopefully already starting to set up infiltrators that can cover the landing party itself. So yeah, there you go. That's a Zrenrakin assault shuttle. And then, so for transport, I decided to basically make the next size up drop ship. Come on. There we go. And as you can see, it's carrying 8 of the assault shuttles, which is a lot. There's a little bit of lag here, but it's not too bad. Very sleek ship. I'm very happy with how it came out. It's got a lot of engines under here to help it maneuver in atmosphere and sort of go VTOL. It's got 2 maneuvering engines in the back. Obviously, it's carrying the assault pods on the classic Zrenraka tentacle attachment method. Um, it's got double antenna, which is weird. I usually don't do that, but in fact, I'm not certain I like that, so I might not keep that. But yeah, I'm very happy, very, very happy with it. It's got this piece is coming up out of here almost like I don't know, it reminds me of horny toads, of like the devil horns they have. So I like that effect. Obviously, you see these breaching pods are really, really big on here. That's just a scaling error that's present in the designer with custom components. It will be much smaller and properly sized, but there you go. That's what the shuttles look like. Now, unfortunately, in order to reduce lag, I did remove the guns off of these docked shuttles, but I don't think you'll really notice at a distance too often. So yeah, there you go. Now, obviously, Galactic Civ's got an interesting scale for troop transports. Supposedly, we're invading planets with billions of people. K. These are awfully small spaceships to do that, so, it's an abstraction. It's just a game mechanic to make it all work. Um, so I felt it was okay to abstract this. An actual Ren rocket and troop transport would be a much larger ship that carries, dozens of these dropships and therefore hundreds of these assault shuttles. But by my count, this dropship is carrying, about 300 possible troops. Between a little bit on itself and then, a bunch of guys actually on the shuttles. So yeah, that's not a small ship necessarily. But I did try to make a ship that was going to carry maybe three of these, or just have a fleet of three of these, but it was lagging too badly in the designer. Yeah, if you want to see, there we go. Yep, yep, that's a little laggy. Eh, fuck it. Oh God, why? Why is it alive? Oh, that's so stupid looking. That's so weird. All right, so yeah. So playing around, adding some more designs. I'll be working on finishing up Starbases for the Toth. You've got a very quick compatibility patch for 1.8 beta, um, and hoping to make some new ship sets soon too. So yeah, a lot going on. Um, Now that being said, let's take a look at the latest DLC, the $5 part set DLC. Now, three quick things about this. Number one, I'm going to end up talking about whether or not I think this DLC is good, whether or not I like it or not, whether or not I felt like it was worth the money. And here's all the parts. That being said, that's an interesting topic because at the end of the day, it's going to be a $5 DLC. There really isn't a price point beneath that. And it's hard to be critical of a $5 price tag because by its nature, it's less than a sandwich. So, if I complain about the value, well, it seems like I'm, uh, whining, I suppose. And it is. But on the other hand, yeah, it's an emotional thing. The dollar value is always going to be different from person to person to person. It's really hard to actually compare subjective things. The Mega Events DLC, for example, was $5. That adds very different game content. How can you possibly really perfectly objectively compare one to the other? You can't. So it's a feeling. And I'm giving you a hint. Yeah, I don't really feel like my $5 was very well spent here. And yeah, sorry, I just don't. Secondly, it would have been very nice had this been its own part set organizationally. Instead, they threw it in with the custom parts. So, thanks. Now all my custom parts are interrupted by this stuff, but, whatever. Who cares? But I think it's time we got more organizational menus in this thing, man. I just think we need a folder structure at some point. I'm also disappointed that I still can't organize my custom parts into separate folders in the file directory, or for that matter, ships I download from Steam, which I don't because they interfere with my directory. I mean, literally my single design folder has like 9,000 files in it. It's really hard to organize that many files well. I do it by naming everything in a pretty consistent manner, but it's imperfect. So it would be that could use some love. Okay, so the DLC. I've already told you I don't really think it's worth it for me. Maybe it is for you, but all right. What do we get here? Well, we're getting about we're getting a good number of parts. And all right, the first thing you'll notice is the letters and the numbers. A lot of people, I'm sure, are very happy about this. And I know some people who are really, really keen on it. They're big Star Trek fans, so they really want to write numbers and stuff on their ships. And you know what they don't have? Non-light. This being a light, not super helpful. Would have been better as a solid, I think. But frankly, just give us both. And if it's too many parts in a list, Well, then maybe we should be building up folders or something in here by now. So, that's one thing I noticed is like, okay, these are lights, and that's not always super helpful. But then, okay, that's not a big deal. Another thing is if you like Star Trek, you're getting a lot of really nice Star Trek pieces. This is definitely some fan favorite, fan pleasing going on here. I mean, that is the Star Trek Enterprise hull piece. So that's good for them. That's going to be a cool part. That's useful. Some of these are, you know, pretty useful. Okay. But why am I disappointed? Because a lot of these parts, frankly, we already basically have. If you have all the other DLC, you're getting parts that are very similar to this. Okay, let's look at that part. Pretty sure that's a Taurian or an Archean piece, more or less. Sorry for the silence, guys. Focusing. I'll be happy if I'm wrong, too. Yeah, I'm going too quickly. I'm not going to find it. But, here, I know this one. And then let's make sure we just get a few more of these out here. Because, yeah, sorry, I know it's a little disorienting. Okay, then we've got this. And, yeah, that'll be good for now. Oh, yeah, of course, we got this. Okay, got a bunch of pieces here, right? I mean, this is me just eyeballing it. Okay. I'm not certain why we needed two alien skull things. Like it's pretty sure it's the exact same skull thing. In fact, it is. So that is really not cool. I mean, I'm sorry. I get it. One's flat and one's got a curve. Okay. Like that is not worth it's very disappointing. This piece right here, they literally split it into two pieces. Okay, you want a single turret? Here's a single turret. Oh, okay, great. I didn't need that. And it's nice to have, but it doesn't feel right that this is using up a proportion of the budget for this thing. Um, it just strikes me the wrong way. This piece, this gear piece, we have the exact same thing in the Mercs pack. It's just the Mercs pack has slightly more of an angle at the top. I mean, it's like they cut off the top half. That's it. This pole, the only difference between this pole and this pole is that this one has a triangular base. That's it. That this piece goes here. Yep, got it. Thanks. I mean, it's kind of useful, but and this piece, right? They basically just cut off the cone piece in the back here and gave you the front right here. So you've got that again. Um, yeah, so overall, I'm just finding this to be really lackluster of a set. These are useful, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's filler. They gave us a bunch of filler here and there, and we have this piece. You know, this one probably has better snapping joints because, yep, there we go. We can finally snap them together the way they should have worked in the first place. Um, without it being crisscrossy. And these are great. This piece I love. Um, there's maybe like 7 parts in here that I'm really gonna use, but there's a lot of parts in here that are filler that we already have essentially. I mean, yeah, they're minorly different. So yeah, I just gotta tell you, if you are not a constant ship designer like myself and many others, I mean, if you really just like toying around, it's just not super important to you, this is a terrible buy for you. And then if you are like me and many others, frankly, this doesn't solve any of our problems. This doesn't really help us that much at all. We can work around most of these issues, most of these parts. The Star Trek people, the Star Trek people win. I mean, this piece is really handy and helpful for them, so I think they did well. Um, But yeah, I am basically the ideal client for this, and I'm not happy with it. I've spent 1,200 hours in Galactic Civ, and at least 900 has just been the ship designer. I didn't feel I needed really most of this. If you want to make me happy, get me some more organization, especially in the file structure, if nothing else. But frankly, more creatively, you want to charge me money. I get that. I want more special effects. Like this is not a bad thing. I don't like the hex thing on a cylinder. It's not me personally, but that's useful. That's got some promise. How about like an object that is a flame effect that I can attach to engines, or a sonic wow 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 thing, okay, with concentric circles going out, or for that matter, smoke. I just showed you a starbase with smokestacks. How about just lazy smoke drifting upwards in a cycle? That would be pretty cool. As it stands, more solid parts are great if they are actually, unique. Some of those are, but yeah, I just feel like I don't know. Like I said, price is hard to debate, and it's really more of an emotional thing. But I feel like I didn't get $5 worth there. And sure, it's $5. I'm not angry, but yeah, it saddens me a little bit. And then, for speaking of effects, I made one. Here it is. Something like this, but circles, so I didn't have to use stupid hexes. Would have been awesome. Stuff like that we could really, really make use of. Um, yeah, so there you go, guys. That's an update on GRM. There's a patch for the 1.8. I'll be talking about Fallout 4 in another video. I'll be talking about Stellaris in another video. And yeah, I find the latest DLC to be kind of a money grab, which Stardock's perfectly allowed to do, but I don't really. I regret buying it in some ways. So, all right, thank you very much, and I will talk to you guys later.